Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at the, I don't know if these are new, they've probably been out for a little while, the Milwaukee 6-point deep 3/8 drive metric and SAE sockets that have the flat sides to them. I picked these up for a deal, which means I had to get them or it would have been irresponsible to leave them there. So we have them here and we're going to take a look at them. They come on a socket rail and we'll see how that looks. It looks to be a similar type of socket rail that I've seen on other Milwaukee tool. They are made in China, if you are keeping track. Okay, so we have these out, and first impressions, they don't look too bad. Each one is a 10-piece set. The SAE starts at 5/16 and rolls up by 16ths all the way to 7/8. And then the metric starts at a 10 and goes all the way up through, not skipping a size, to 19. 19 being about the equivalent of a 3/4, so the SAE sizes are a little bit bigger. And smaller for that matter, because 5/16 is a little smaller than 10. But let's look at how these are made. They actually seem pretty decent. They are thin wall, which I'm not against. I kind of like thin wall sockets. I'm a big fan of 6-point sockets. I do not like, personally, I'm not a big fan of 12-point sockets. I saw Milwaukee recently came out with 12-point sets, but I personally don't get it. If you want to advertise a 120 or 90-tooth ratchet, why would I need 12-point sockets? They just make your gripping surface weaker, unless you're using 12-point fasteners, which I know has become a little bit more common working on engines and stuff like that, but most of us really don't need to have 12-point sockets. 12-point kind of came in with breaker bars. It allowed you to have more positions to get the wrench in. And then obviously your combination wrenches, a lot of those are 12-point as well. But if you've got a ratchet, I personally don't see a point to 12 points. That may or may not be a point of contention to people. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about it. I've just never seen a justification to warrant the risk of marring up a fastener once they get rusted and everything else, unless, like I said, you're working with 12-point fasteners, which is still fairly uncommon for the average tradesperson or anybody wrenching on anything other than engines, I think, for the most part. Anyhow, let's dig into these sockets. Now, they have, we'll get the 7/8 because it's nice and easy to see. They have some nice, little bit of relief in the wall you can see there. So when your fastener sits in there, you aren't going to be jammed right inside there to allow the points to have just a little bit of clearance, so you're exerting all the force evenly on the flats, which is very good for not binding up a fastener or something like that, or pushing forces around. You're relying on the flats, not the points. If you rely on the points, you can strip it out much easier. These do have, we saw it on the 7/8, they do have a flat inside there. A lot of your higher end sockets will only allow the nut to go so far down. I think some of your tool truck sockets are a little higher up than these, and that's really handy because it allows you to get your, put a nut in this thing and stick it up in something and not have to have a whole lot of standoff in your bolt to get the nut started. If this whole thing was channeled all the way down, the nut could fall all the way down in the socket, which doesn't really help me if I'm looking to start it. And I don't really gain anything when I go to loosen it. It just makes the overall socket a lot more rigid. Now I realize this likely has that because of these flats, but it's a nice feature all the same to not have to worry about the nut falling way down in the socket. Okay, so what am I talking about with that wall depth and everything else? Here is an OG, as they say these days, Harbor Freight socket. And this, if you can look and see, if I can get the light right, you'll see that hex pattern goes way down inside of that socket. Way down. I guess I can't quite... There, maybe we could show. That hex pattern goes way down inside of that socket. Now, a little bit better is this Sunex. You can see that hex pattern's not quite as far. That's a little bit better. And then better still is this Proto. You can see that barely has any hex going down inside of that socket. So that, to me, is a sign of a better quality tool, where the hex does not go down very far, and it just gives the tool that much more rigidity. You really only need to be able to get the shank of the bolt through this. You do not need to get the nut down that far. So if you're underneath something, this Proto socket, this is an older Proto, this Proto socket would be really easy to put your 9/16 or 3/8 nut in and just hold up in something, start it, and tighten it. If you try to do that with this Harbor Freight one, with that hex going way down inside of there, the nut would be all the way down here in the bottom of the socket. Is this a decent socket? Sure. I've put it through a lot in the 20 years I've had it. But it's not as high of a quality socket as some of the others. And I would say these Milwaukees are probably a little bit further down than this Sunex. Now the 9/16 is probably very similar. They're all a little bit different. So I'd say that this is probably in a league of the Sunex, which isn't bad. But you can see, if I take the Milwaukee 9/16 and we give this the flashlight inside of it and not get a massive glare, you can see that that hex goes down, but nowhere near as far as that Harbor Freight. So for me, that's a sign of quality in a socket. And I think Milwaukee kind of had an accidental win on that because of, like we said, the flats that they have in these sockets. Okay, now the flats in the sockets kind of bring us to the next thing I want to talk about. The flats allow you to have a socket sitting on the bench, and while it'll still roll, it doesn't take off like your traditional round socket will just roll off. So that's one thing that they're talking about with it. Another is they're saying you can get a wrench on this thing and really give yourself some extra force if need be, or if it's in a tight spot, you can just put the wrench or the socket on and get a wrench on it. Now, you probably wouldn't want to use this particular wrench, but I have this because it is easy to grab, and I can show on the adjustable wrench that that would be a 15/16 wrench. And for you metric people, since this is indeed a metric adjustable, we would be at a 24-ish millimeter. Now, don't take that the wrong way. They're all their own size, and the 5/16 here is going to take, on our adjustable wrench scale, a 9/16 wrench. So I'm not going to run through all the sizes, but you get the idea. they're not all going to be the same. You're going to have the wrench that fits the socket, but they're all this set within 9 and 15/16. Our metric set, since this is a metric adjustable, we're looking at about a 14 millimeter for the 10, and we're looking at a 22 millimeter for the 19. So that's something to keep in mind, that you'll be between those wrench sizes for that. Now, I did make mention of it. These come on rails, and they're not bad. They actually have kind of a quasi ball detent there. It's made out of plastic, and it doesn't sit super proud, but I can hold the rail upside down and it holds on to the sockets. So that's a decent made object that isn't going to necessarily take the rigors of the road super hard, because it is all plastic. You go to bend this, I have a feeling it's going to snap. But if you're going to wing these in a tool drawer, or just carry them out to something and not be too hard on them, I think they'll hold up fine. If you go and wing this thing in a tool bag and throw a whole bunch of weight on top of it, I have a feeling that's going to break. But if you're careful with it, sensible with it, a lot of the socket rails aren't overly robust anyway. So if you had a metal socket rail, you would bend it. That's just, if you're used to working with socket rails, this is perfectly fine. Now let's talk about how these are marked. And I think Milwaukee did a decent job here. They are all struck. This is all struck in the socket, the 7/8, and it is struck on the other side. So you have 7/8 here, you have 7/8 here. Their branding, Milwaukee, is laser etched onto the socket. Let's get a little bit closer there so you can see it. And that'll eventually wear off, but that's okay. Here's that 7/8. It's nicely struck, both sides. So it's a good letter that you can easily, if you have them on the rails and you have them the right way, it doesn't matter which side of the rails you're looking at, you're going to be able to tell what size socket you're grabbing. So I think that's pretty nice. I like stuff like that. It just gives you a little bit better identification to your tools. The metric set are the same way. Nicely struck numbers. They should hold up a long time. Shouldn't have to worry about them wearing off. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot to say. They're a set of deep sockets, and everybody's kind of used to them. The overall depth would be a decent question to ask. And let's see what we have here. They're all about the same, and we could call these 2.5-inch long sockets. Let's see if these are the same. 2.5. So we'll call these overall size 2.5. That doesn't mean you're going to get a 2.5-inch long stud in there, because the anvil of the ratchet is also going to be in there. So to be fair, we could maybe call it for 3/8 drive. We could probably say you might get 2-inch stud in there and still be able to use the socket. I know weight is a concern for some people, so let's just see what the SAE set weighs. You are up to 37.3 ounces, and the metric set ought to be a little lighter. Not by much. 33.4 ounces. So you could figure on adding about 35 ounces of weight to your tool carry if you're going to throw these in it. So there we have it. Kind of a quick overview and talk about sockets. I wanted to supplement some sockets somewhere else, so I ended up picking up these because they were a good deal. We'll give them a go, see how they work, but I don't really see any problems with them. I think they're going to be just fine. They're not an encompassing type thing, but they get you a decent amount of fasteners for a specific size range. Is it going to give you everything you need? No. But for a basic grab these, go, and get some stuff done, I think these will be just fine. One thing that I would not recommend doing is using these with an impact at all. They're very thin wall. They very likely will fail. Can you use them with a battery operated ratchet? Sure, I think I would use these with a battery ratchet, unless we get to a point where battery ratchets start getting exponentially stronger. But at this point, battery operated ratchets aren't stronger than the old Armstrong, so I wouldn't worry too much about battery operated ratchets with these sockets. Impacts, on the other hand, I would most definitely suggest against. I believe Milwaukee has a decent amount of impact sockets available, so if you're in Milwaukee or anything else, go for the impact sockets. And I talked about this before. For you younger guys, if you don't have anything, I would suggest probably looking into impact sockets first. That way when you throw it on an impact, you don't have to worry about damaging it, and you don't have to buy yet another set of sockets at some point. If you want to get chrome later on in life, because the size, the weight, whatever, that would probably be the better second purchase than buying the impact rated second, because you're going to get far more use out of the impact. So what are your thoughts on these? Does anybody have them? Have they used them? I think some of the points that they put out on them, that they won't roll and stuff like that, is a little bit I mean, stuff's always going to roll away from you. Their surfaces aren't generally flat, so that's all well and good. Is it interesting that they have the square on them that you can get on it with a wrench? I think it is. We've all been in those situations where you do what you got to do to get it done. So let me know your thoughts on these, if you have them, if you like them and don't like them, what you like about them. I think I like that they're very clearly struck. They have good relief in them. They should have a nice tight engagement on fasteners, and that they have pretty nice chroming on them. I don't think that's going to come off over time or anything like that. And for me, the socket rails are kind of nice. I'm going to put these in a drawer. That's how they're going to be, and if I need to grab them, they're easy to grab and go. So that's kind of what I like about the convenience factor of them. Some people might not like that they come on these rails. For me, it's not a selling point, but it is a nice bonus considering what these are. So, as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.